Back in Stockbridge, Michigan. Hi, everyone. Welcome into the gym and the Midwest Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Schrei, and Stockbridge is lighting it up. As you can see, they extend their lead by another pair of points right there. 2 minutes and change into our third period, 42-19. All Panthers through that first half. Stockbridge was unstoppable. They went on a 20-0 unanswered run all the way up until the very end of that second period, and Bronson able to drain a three right before the halftime break. That took us into the halftime break, and now obviously Stockbridge running away with it as we get started with the second half in period three. Henderson way back out to the straightaway. Dalton, the senior, entry pass back to Henderson. He's pickpocketed by the Vikings. Stockbridge wanted the three ball, instead back out to the straightaway. Panthers to the corner. The black and orange looking for space. Straightaway three, yes, cash money for Rogozinski. He's unbelievable. 4.5 points per game so far this season. Looking good tonight against the Vikings, and they respond in emphatic fashion. Down the floor, Wada, the sophomore, touches that in off of the glass. Wada's been good, averaging 4.5 points per game as well himself. 33% from the floor this season shooting. Vikings back in a defensive shell. Stockbridge working it all around. Henderson mid-range tries the little step, and the violation down in the low paint. Vikings a little too much contact for our official. Glad you're with us. MWSN Sports, Midwest Sports Network. Visit us, MWSN.net. At MWSN Sports on social media. Very active on X, formerly known as Twitter. Long entry pass, scooped up way back on the front court. Sandecki, the junior, back to the straightaway. Stockbridge Panthers looking for space. Bronson has it clamped down well. Dalton, the handoff. Sandecki goes right back to him. Kick down along the arc. Rogozinski, the senior, to the straightaway. Heavily defended by the Viking. Stockbridge, an entry pass down low. This one deflected away in the violation. A lot of contact. Got a hold of him. Lozinski, the freshman, sending Pybus to the charity stripe. Pybus has been very good this season from the floor and the stripe as well. 66% shooting from the floor this year, as he knocks down his first to make it 46-21 Panthers. One change on the floor. Rochow back into the game in place of Sandecki, the junior. Rochow has been electric. 9 points per game so far this year, averaging 23 minutes per game. Both go for Pybus at the charity stripe. Now the Bronson Vikings to respond. Nice backdoor feed, working it around the arc. Bronson pickpocketed. Stockbridge Panthers come away with the ball. Fast break scoring chance for Stockbridge. Rogozinski now will slow it up, and the Panthers want a quality look. Entry pass on the edge of the block. Henderson the handoff. Around the arc, wanted to give that to the back door. Fighting down inside, three Viking defenders, and it's picked away. Buckland, the senior, all the way and wanted to go in off the glass as Henderson is able to break it up, but the ball will stay with Bronson. Bronson this season 2-3 on the road, 3-2 in Big 8 play. They lost last time out. Vikings taking on the second best team in Big 8 play, Stockbridge High School's Panthers. Off the mark, the violation down inside. Stockbridge 7-3 overall. So far they've been electric at home, 4-1. That's also the record in Big 8 play. The senior at the line. From the floor, 23 of 62 this season. That's 37% as his first does go. 3 minutes and change to play in our third period. Second one goes as well for Buckland. Buckland has yet to start this year for the Vikings of Bronson. This is his 8th appearance. Off the glass, immediate response from Foster Pybus. Pybus has been unstoppable from the floor. This one off the mark, so the ball right back to Stockbridge and the Panthers, 49-23. Stockbridge, Henderson drives down out of the top of the paint, floated it to the corner. Panthers wanted to bust a three. Rochow out to the straightaway, and this one goes. Rogozinski draining that from downtown Stockbridge. The Vikings of Bronson. Nice pass to the back door, and this one goes. What a beautiful ball. Great finger roll by Buckland. The Panthers of Stockbridge led down the floor by Dalton, who yo-yos the orange. From the front court, he makes a move, finding his way down. Backdoor feed, and this one is wide as we do get a violation. Rochow lights that off. Rochow's been really efficient underneath of the glass as well. 32 boards on both ends of the floor entering today. 64 total, averaging about 7 per game. He's also got 16 steals to go along with that impressive stat line. Talk about your plus-minus. This is a guy who is a plus-minus king as he knocks down the first at the line. Stockbridge within striking distance of a 30-point lead now. 29-point advantage over the Vikings of Bronson with 2:09 to go in our third period from Stockbridge, Michigan. This one goes immediately for Bronson, knocking that down and cutting into that big advantage. 54-27, Stockbridge to respond. The senior back out to the straightaway, and Rogozinski. Tipped, stolen by the Vikings, and the violation before they can put together the fast break. Long day for me tomorrow. We've got a 5 a.m. departure headed to Savannah, Georgia. These guys have a short day tomorrow, most likely. After this, they'll take on reading, so they have a day off before they hit the road. Scratch that. They host reading, then they take on Quincy and Maple Valley on the road. 1 day off, and Stockbridge will be back in action on Thursday. Another violation, 54-27, just under 90 seconds to play in our third period. Vikings will take back over with the ball. Vikings stay on the road. 2 more to go before they play at home again. They'll have to travel to Maple Valley and then Marshall. Their next home matchup will be against Union City. Great couple of passes. Bronson doesn't have the confidence to pull off the shot down inside. Driving, blockered away by Henderson, fighting for the ball along the touchline, and it goes out. And throw in coming for Bronson's Vikings. This is Buckland, the senior. Long inbounding feed, gobbled up out at the straightaway by Lozinski. Moving this around, Wada, the sophomore. Back out to the straightaway, and Lozinski, the junior. Driving, firing off of the glass. This won't go. It comes off of the front of the iron, and Rogozinski boards it. Long feed down the floor to Sandecki, the junior. Now from the straightaway, Stockbridge is short as Henderson rebounds, fires from short range. He can't get it. Panthers stay with the ball along the baseline, and Henderson sends it to the straightaway. Now Sandecki working with the orange. Nice entry pass, but it's off the mark as the Vikings take it up. A fast break, scoring chance, backdoor feed off the glass, and the violation. Stockbridge going to make him earn those points and send him to the line. Inside of 30 seconds to go in this third period. 2 now for Wada, the sophomore. From the floor this season, 33%, averaging just over 4 points per game. First will not go. Wada's been really important on the glass. 50 rebounds entering tonight. Yes. 54-28. From the front court, it's Dalton. Harassed. He hands it off. The senior fires a ball to the corner. Entry pass down inside off the glass and off the mark as the Vikings take this. 1 second left to go in this third period as he just chucks at the distance, but can't find the target, as that will do it for a third period of play. A massive advantage for the Panthers of Stockbridge, 54-28. In Stockbridge, it's 54-28. Just getting started with our final period of play between the Vikings of Bronson and the Panthers of Stockbridge. Hi, everyone. Welcome back on the Midwest Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Schryan. Glad you're here with us. Vikings starting this final period a massive deficit, but they do have possession. Bronson shoveled it to the backside, and the Panthers take it away out of the air. A fast break opportunity for SHS, and the black and orange lose it right away to the purple and gold. Vikings pitch this down the floor all alone, can't get it with a kiss off the glass. They do keep the ball alive, but Sandecki comes up with it. Long bounce pass to Henderson. He's triple teamed. Pybus all alone. It's short, and Stockbridge can't rebound the basketball. A good look, Lozinski running the floor. Tried to pass it to the backside, and the violation is Henderson pulls it out of the air. Almost have played a minute of this final period. I talked about some of the upcoming games, these two. Bronson has a few more on the road. They've been destitute in league play, 3-2. I guess destitute might be a bit inappropriate. They're over 500. Struggle on the road, 2-3. Speaking of three, this one goes from range. 54-33. For the first time in this second half, it's within 20 points. 19-point game. This one, an immediate response from Stockbridge. My goodness, he hit that from downtown Jackson. Brackett, the senior, from the straightaway, an entry pass for Bronson. Brackett gets it back. Heavily defended, nearly in trouble. Rogozinski almost took the ball away. Vikings all around to the straightaway. He lights one off. That one was from Ohio. Couldn't get it to go. Lozinski, the freshman, tries one from the other side of the county. Enters tonight. He's got a great percentage from the boardwalk, though. 18 for 40. That's 45% this season. And he averages almost 7 points per game. He's scored 51 entering tonight. 57-33. Big Stockbridge advantage. Under 6.5 to go. Panthers looking very, very good in Big 8 league play this season as Stockbridge cashes in another. Chalk that up. Another 3 to go. 60-33. Panthers ahead by 27. Bronson along the edge of the block. Now to the corner. This one off the mark, and the J is pulled in by Henderson. Stockbridge, one pass now, two. Quickly down the floor. Henderson hands it off on the arc. There's a three, and it's an air ball that can't be kept in on the baseline. He swatted the ball. It comes off of a Bronson Viking. Panthers making a huge change on the floor. 4 fresh sets of legs. Cordero into the game. Dalton, the senior, will inbound. Goes to Rochow. On the floor with him, Zimmerman. And rounding out the 5 for the Panthers is the sophomore, Cordero. Krebs, the senior, on the floor. Defending is Arver, the sophomore. Krebs breaks that up as the ball skeeters over the baseline and out of play. Brackett, the senior, will pick it up and inbound. Buckland there with him. Rounding out the 5 is Wilson. Almost 3 minutes gone in this final period. Great spin move and feed. The unselfish play doesn't result in points, but the putback won't either as Stockbridge comes down with it. Struggling with the ball, Panthers fighting through traffic. It's Dalton who's over the middle of the floor. Sent to the corner, and the violation called for. Just under 5 to go in Stockbridge. Panthers 4-1 in Big 8 league play, 4-1 at home. 7-3 overall, and barring a miraculous comeback, they'll rise to 8-3 as they knock down another 3-ball. A 30-point advantage for the first time tonight for Stockbridge, the largest lead of the game. This one fired from 3-land to respond. Bronson does keep the ball, pulled in by Lazinski, the freshman. He hands it off over to Brackett, the senior. Brackett can't drop it in. Panthers off the rebound. Rochow fighting his way down the floor. Double teamed. Kicks it outside, and another 3-ball from that same spot. Put back off the mark for the sophomore Cordero. Now to the corner for Stockbridge. Panthers working it around. Rochow kept it alive. Another 3. Are you kidding me? Wow! From the other side of the train tracks. What a dagger. 66-33, and we're halfway through the final period. Unreal range for the Panthers. Another 3, this time in response from Bronson. The Vikings just chucked this up from mid-range, and Stockbridge gets the rebound. They're going to be cleaning up on the glass statistically as this one goes a little kiss off the glass for the junior Cordero. 68-33, all Panthers. From the corner, this one off the mark. Panthers come down with the ball. The black and orange have it stolen away. A nice pickpocket in the late stages. The freshman able to steal that away. That's his 7th steal of the season for the Vikings. 3:20 to go. Black and orange have certainly cooked at home. This will be their 3rd one in a row. Bronson will drop a 2nd game in a row. I mentioned it towards the end of the 3rd period, but we'll review what's upcoming for these two again. Stockbridge Panthers have built a massive lead and looking to extend it with a long-range 3. Can't drop that in. Bronson Vikings will run the floor. Bronson has 2 more in a row on the road. They're going to travel to Maple Valley next for a league game. Then they'll take on Marshall in Marshall, Michigan, before they return home and host Union City on the 24th of January. Stockbridge has another home matchup, thankfully for the Panthers. They're going to host Reading. This one from 3-point land off the mark. Once they finish up with Reading, they're going to move on and hit the road, a pair in a row. First they'll visit Quincy, and then they go to Maple Valley up in Vermontville, Michigan. Take them on. That matchup will be on the 28th. Their next game just 2 days away on Thursday. 68-37, 2:21 to play. 4 fresh sets of legs onto the floor for Bronson and the Vikings. Anderson, Lozinski checking in. Sikorsky, the junior, onto the floor. And Wilson rounding out the 5 on the floor now for the Bronson Vikings. Along the baseline, it's regathered by the Panthers, who have a 31-point lead. Stockbridge High School did everything right tonight. Felt like they could do no wrong. Inside of 2 minutes to go. Quick stoppage on the floors. We'll get back underway, and the Vikings of Bronson with the ball to cut into that big deficit, unable to get this to go from 3-point land. Rebound taken in by Zimmerman. The junior pitched it across the floor. Way back on the front court, Rogozinski. Vikings trying to create some danger for Stockbridge. Dribbling through traffic is the senior Dalton. Back out front to Rogozinski. Heavily defended by Arver. And the sophomore is able to force Stockbridge to call a timeout with 91 seconds to play in a 31-point game. We'll take a break along with them and be back with more high school hoops action on the Midwest Sports Network. In the late stages in Stockbridge, Michigan, just under 90 seconds to go, or it's 68-37, all Panthers. Glad you're with us for this one on the Midwest Sports Network. I'm Gabriel Schrei. Bronson will inbound from under the basket. It's Lozinski, the junior, to the corner. Entry pass back to him in the low paint. He cashes it in, and the ball back to the Panthers. Right away, the whistle. They're going to send him to the line. Lozinski this season, he's appeared in 8 games so far this year for the Vikings. 36% from the floor. Good for about 4.5 points per game. This one off the mark as the Panthers will take back over with possession. Stockbridge, Rogozinski handed the ball off, got it right back, and then the violation. 67 seconds left to play. Rogozinski, very good this season. 4.5 points per game entering tonight. Over 50 on the year now. Nice entry pass by Bronson. Mid-range, it rims and drops into the twine with under a minute to go. Nice response by the Vikings. Did a good job to keep fighting. This is a long season. This team is not even halfway through its regular season schedule, and they've been very, very good. So anytime you have a bad night like this, you just want to keep looking for positives. You're a 6-3 team entering the night. Of course, you're going to take your 4th loss tonight, but you can't let that shake you. You've got to keep looking forward, keep looking for positives, and find a way to pull a couple diamonds out of this, forget the rest of the film, and move on to your next outing. Stockbridge, on the other hand, is going to want to circle this one on the calendar. They'll rise to 8-3 overall. 5 wins at home now this season. Really good stuff as they'll pick up their 3rd win in a row just 40 seconds from now. At the stripe, this is short. Cordero couldn't drop it into the twine. Stockbridge does keep possession. From the corner, Rochow on the drive. This is off the mark as well. Bronson's Vikings come down with the ball inside of 30 seconds to play. Backdoor feed, all alone. This goes easy cash money off the bank for Lozinski. And the Vikings off the mark as the Panthers will finish up the game with possession inside of a quarter minute to play. Panthers, Cordero, the sophomore, spinning his way to the basket and puts it in off the glass. So much for being done. 70-43 as the Bronson Vikings will chuck up a buzzer beater that's off the mark. Almost a 30-point win tonight for Stockbridge and the Panthers, who looked good from start to close. Felt like they could do no wrong. Bronson puts on a decent performance. Obviously, you never want to see such a large score margin, but not even halfway through the season, 6 wins. They just have to find a way to bounce back from this. Stockbridge, all gold, all money, all things you want to carry forward, feel good about, and continue to do throughout the course of the season. That'll wrap it for our coverage on the Midwest Sports Network. Thanks for being with us. I'm Gabriel Schrei. We'll catch you next time. Your final score, 70-43. Stockbridge Panthers overcome the Bronson Vikings.